Every Yid reminds ourselves of the Yetzias Mitzrayim story 2 times every single day, in the morning and at night. You ever think about it? Why? Why do we always have to have Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim? Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim. Every morning, every night of our lives, you have to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's a nice story. We should remember it once a year. It's a good story. Pesach time. We learn it in the Torah. Why do we have to remember every single day? We don't remember every single other thing every single day. Here, Yetzias Mitzrayim is recalled every single day, morning and night. It's like, whoa, not even once a day. In the morning and in the night. Why? Listen to this. Yehudi masker es Yetzias Mitzrayim shnei pa'amim b'chol yom b'boker b'erev leida, so we should know. Sha'akadosh Baruch Hu hoitzi es Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim b'yoyse meshukam b'memte shari tuma shezeh yisoid hu amuna ki chelek Hashem ama Yaakov chevel nachalosai. Think about it. How many times? How old are you? Let's say you're 40. That means that you're alive 40 times 365, right? How much is that? Approximately 12,000, 13,000 days. And you said Yetzias Mitzrayim twice, okay, only since your bar mitzvah, so let's say you did it 20,000 times. And if I would ask you, what do you get out of the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim? Oh, Hashem took us out of Egypt. No, that's not why we remember it. The point of remembering it is to know Hashem took us out of Egypt when we were unworthy. That's what we're supposed to be remembering twice a day. Look how much we missed the boat. Yes, we remember the story, Hashem took us out of slavery. No, that doesn't do anything for you. Then you go to work and you go to Manhattan and you have all the nisyonis, or if you're a kid, you go and you watch movies and whatever it is, you have all your challenges. What did you get out of the story? Hashem took us out of Egypt. The point of remembering it in the morning and every single night is to remind ourselves Hashem took us out of Egypt when we were unworthy. That's a life changer. That means I'm walking out of shul, I'm walking wherever I'm going throughout the day with Hashem, even if I'm not worthy. That's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different relationship. Someone does a major sin, and Hashem is still there. Ani Hashem ha'sheichin itam b'soich tumasam. Very simple. B'ni b'chayri Yisrael. He loves you like crazy. You know how much we would save if we taught the bar mitzvah brachim when they start saying it, boys and girls, that they're saying it anyway twice a day. We should know that the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim is Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. Don't stop. Say the end of the sentence. When we were on Mem Teshari Tumah, we were the sea Hashiflus Berachnis Vegashmius. We were nobodies. We were horrible spiritually. We were Avdei Avodah Zarah, and he could have rescued the Arabian Nights. They have nice white horses. He could have made the Egyptians into B'nai B'chayri Yisrael. B'nai B'chayri Egyptians. We were slaves. We were nobodies. We were in the bottom of the world. Nobody saw a future for us. We had no independence. We had nothing. We were nobodies, physically, emotionally broken, psychologically broken, and spiritually dead. And then Hashem said, B'nai B'chayri Yisrael, I like you. I just want to let you know I like you. Why do I like you? Because you're my child. And if we ingrain that into ourselves and we ingrain that into our children and we teach that chinuch of not just telling half the story, but telling the main part of the story, then people will be different. People will realize something. We'll realize that wherever we go, no matter what we do, Yisoid to Amuna is Kechelek Hashem Amoy Yaakov Chevel Nachalosai. Zeh HaShevish Mimenu Noivei HaBitachin. We asked before, remember, where do we see bitachon in the Torah? This is the root source from where bitachon can grow. Ki anochi Hashem alikecha, sheyehudi maimin, that a yid believes that ahava rabba ahavtanu, Hashem alikeinu, Hashem loved us with a great love. Chemla gedoyle v'yiseirachem alta aleinu. Tremendous mercy He had on us. Kerachem of abonim yirachameu. He loves us like parents love their children. Even when we're unworthy and undeserving, Hashem is there. And then, therefore, if you really believe that, then you can be reliant and secure in Hashem, who loves His people, who loves you, that He will give you taiv. Imze omnam toiv b'shvilai, if it's good for you. Because a lot of times we're asking for good that's not good for us. But if it's good for us, he'll give it to us. Shari ein adam yedei ma be'emes toiv lo ma loy toiv. Of course, we don't always know. So many different examples we can give. A little child, he's willing to give. I just saw a mashal from the Chavetz Chaim. His father worked in diamonds, and his father didn't have any cash in the house, and the kids saw some diamonds, so he went in to buy candy, to buy a lollipop, and he said, "Here's a diamond." That's all he had. And the store owner said, "I'm not going to take it from you, because I'm not going to let you do that." So sometimes we want to trade in diamonds for lollipops. Sometimes we don't know what's good for us. We don't see the future. Of course, we don't know. But whatever's good for us, why wouldn't he give it to me? He loves me more than anything. So pashut. I can trust that whatever happens to me is for the best, because why wouldn't he? He's not saving it for somebody else. I'm his love. And he loves me unconditionally and unlimited. Unlimited love, unconditional love, unbreakable love. So why on earth wouldn't he give the best to me? Of course he's going to. And I'm going to rely on it. Avlu batuach, I am secure. Shim zed toiv, if this thing that I want is good, HaKadosh Baruch Hu bavada yitin lo yizayis, for sure he's going to give it to me. Why not? It's nothing off his back. He has plenty of stuff. Why shouldn't he give me stuff? The Torah Kedosha, the Holy Torah, calls Am Yisrael with the title of Banim Atem L'Hashem Aleikeichem. And just like the Torah is nitzchis, is eternal, we have to realize that Banim Atem L'Hashem Aleikeichem, that this title that we are given is also eternal. Ben kach u ben kach nikru banim. That's an eternal name. If Hashem told us, your children, but not always, he couldn't have said, Banim Atem L'Hashem Aleikeichem. Hashem says, you are my child. It means you're always going to be my child. And nothing that you do is stronger than Hashem saying, I'm saying that you're my child. It's like a gaiva that we think that our averis are stronger than Hashem's commitment to be our father. It's a gaiva that we think that we can break a bond that Hashem created. It's a gaiva to think that we can undo a knot, a kesher, that Hashem created. He said, B'ni b'chayri Yisrael. He said, Ahavti eschem amar Hashem. He said, Banim atem l'Hashem aleikeichem. And he said it's unconditional no matter what you do. And that's why he said it to us when we were serving idols. We were spitting in his face. And you think that you're so powerful that you can do bad stuff that can be stronger than Hashem's commitment to you? Of course not. It's an eternal title. The Torah is eternity. When Hashem says, I am your father, you are my son, that means it's nothing, it's forever. It's eternal. Nothing can break that. Kumoish Yehudi, mitzvah b'mitzvahs v'haftas Hashem aleikecha, just like you have a chiyuv v'haftas Hashem aleikecha, that you have to be mashrish b'liboy, you have to ingrain in your heart ahavas Hashem, to love Hashem. Kach hu mitzvah lahashrish ba'atzmai, eso amuna she'akadosh baruch hu aleikecha, hu aleikim shelcha, asher ka'avis b'no yirtzeu. Beautiful words. Just like you have a chiyuv to ingrain in yourself, ahavtas Hashem aleikecha. It's hard to believe it. We have to work on ourselves, of course. We have a mitzvah in the Torah to work on ourselves, to ingrain in our hearts that to love Hashem. So too, we have a mitzvah to ingrain in our hearts the emunah that Hashem loves us. Hashem said, Aleikecha, Alekim Shalcha. He's your God, and He loves you like a father loves his son. Zeh makor l'midas habitachon. Now we know where bitachon comes from. Comes from the word Aleikecha. Aleikecha asher tzisichum me'eretz Mitzrayim. Zeh makor l'midas habitachon. When a yid lives with this feeling that you are a son, a child before Hashem, so then all of a sudden everything changes. Chazal tell us, b'schus ha'amunah nigalu aviseinu miMitzrayim. They had amunah. Pashut pshat means emunah in Hashem. Says the Nesiv Shalom, no. Of course they had an emunah in Hashem. They're maminim b'nei maminim. If they're maminim b'nei maminim, they're children who believers, the son of believers, they believed in God. But there was something else over here. Hainu ha'emunah shel im kibanim. Because Klal Yisrael was wondering, how are we going to be saved? The Mitzrim, the whole Eretz Mitzrayim, is full of avodah zarah that we built. You know how bad we were? We not only went to serve idols in the worship places of the Egyptians, but Medrash says that we built our own shtiblach to do Avodah Zarah. We took time, money, effort. We made a fundraiser, a GoFundMe, a charity, right? And we raised funds. We were slaves. How'd you have money? We worked hard on this. We used our effort and energy, and we built shtiblach in our neighborhoods to serve idols. I mean, it's pashut. Why? Because probably the Goyim, they probably only had like 7 a.m. Shachris, and we wanted to have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with coffee and stuff, titzach and chillin' Friday night, Thursday night. So we had to have our own little matziv. That's pretty bad. And in that matziv that we had, that was really, really bad, Hashem went ahead and he said to us, B'nai B'chai Yisrael. So we had to have that belief, the belief that Hashem exists, and also the belief that B'nai B'chai Yisrael, that Hashem still cares about us in every matziv. Like Maran Admar Baal Beis Avraham says, there's two types of a bechina, of a concept of an Eis Ratzain, of a time of mercy, a time of wanting. There are two kids that bring out the Rachmanis of a father. Listen carefully. There's one guy, he's a king, and the king has one son that is very matzliach. And this guy, this prince, needs billions of dollars, and the king gives it to him. And he makes treaties, and he goes across the world, and he is married with the kavod of the Malchus, and he brings up everything for the king. And then he comes to his dad, and he says, Melech, Tati, father, I need another $1 billion because I need to make a treaty, and I need to this, and I want to help the people. And, Eis Ratzain, a time of wanting, a time of mercy, and the king goes ahead and writes him a check, $1 billion. Abba says the Nesiv Shalom, V'yesh Eis Ratzain Amsayreres Dafka Kasher Aben Ma'oid Loi Mutzlach. This is from the Baal Beis Avraham that he's quoting, the Beis Avraham. There's another Eis Ratzain for a tata. There's another Eis Ratzain for a father. You could have testified to this. When the son is so not matzliach on his own, he's so messed up. And he's a mess up, a failure, a loser. And in that shiflus, in that low matziv, that awakens the Rachmanis in the father. Because he says, listen, he's my flesh and blood, and I'm mechuyev to help him and to save him. Because if I'm not going to do it, nobody will. The good son, you know what? He can make it on his own. The good son has his own talents. I want to give him because I'm proud of him. But you know what? In a way, he needs it less because he can make it on his own. But the messed up son, who can't do anything on his own, he's messed up. He needs my help even more. Because if I'm not going to help him, who's going to help him? And so when the father sees this son, he goes to the king and he says, I need $1 billion. Everybody hates me, and I made my whole city poor, and I tried to do a treaty, and they took advantage of me, and now nobody's paying, and there's a revolution. I got to go pay everybody, and otherwise they're going to kill me, and they're going to overthrow me. The father has an Eis Ratzain, oy, my child, I got to help you, you loser. I got to help you, because if I don't help you, you're dead. And when you love somebody, you help them even if they're not worthy, because you don't want to see them in pain. Listen to the words he says, Shaharihu atzmo yubsarai. He's his essence and his basar, his own flesh. He's his flesh and blood. He's forced to have rachmanis on him and to save him. This was the love of Yitzias Mitzrayim. Not that we were on top of the world and we did tshuva and we were meskaber and we said, save us, and Hashem saved us, the best kid. No. It was the other Eis Ratzain. And we were one step away from being lost forever. And then became awakened this tremendous midas harachamim in an unbelievable measure, meruba, in a high, incredible measure, in order to help us. Shel im kibanim nig'alu, we were saved. Im kibanim im ka'avadim. That's what we say in Rosh Hashanah. But if we're avadim, we're messed up. But im kibanim, kerachim avabanim. We have to believe in Imke Banim. We have to believe that we are the Banim. And therefore, by believing Imke Banim, we bring down that Hashem treats us like a child. We're saying, Hashem, I know I'm your child. I know I'm messed up. But I believe that you still love me. And then Hashem saves us. It's Ma'oir Rachamim. Tzadikim Pirshu. Tzadikim explain, so beautiful. Hayoim Yamad Ba'mishpat Kol Yitzurei Elamim Imke Banim Imke Banim. We say it every Rosh Hashanah. Hayoim Haras Olam. Today is the birthday of the world. What happens today? Hayoim Yamid Ba'mishpat. There's going to be a mishpat. Kol Yitzurei Elamim. The ganze Welt, all the creatures. And then what do we say? Imke Banim Imke Avadim. If you're going to treat us like children, have mercy on us. And if you're going to treat us like slaves, then we're waiting for the mishpat. And who determines this? You. Today is the creation of the world. Today is the mishpat of the world. Period. If you treat us like children, have rachmanis. Who's that up to? You. Tzadikim say like this. No. Al zeh gufa ha-mishpat. Ha'im Yehudi margish kibonim. B'yachas la'kodesh baruch hu, oy kavadim. Hayom yamed ba'mishpat kol yitzurei elamim im kibonim im kavadim. That's the mishpat. Of course we do mitzvahs, but how do you do mitzvahs? Do you do mitzvahs like a son who wants to please his father? Or you do mitzvahs that I'm stuck, nebuch, like an eved, serving my master because I don't want to get hit in the head? Because I'm forced. Hayom yamed ba'mishpat kol yitzurei elamim im kibonim im kavadim. That's the mishpat. How did we behave to Hashem? We get to decide the mishpat. Im ki banim, if we treated like Hashem, like banim, midah keneged midah, Hashem is going to help us. But if we served you, Hashem, as slaves, as servants, against our ratzin, and then Hashem treats us like a master. Beautiful, one of the nicest divrei Torah, beautiful verses in the Siva Shalom brings down from tzaddikim. Who determines how we are treated? We do. It's based on us. Serve Hashem like a son. Tati, what can I do for you? My father likes when I put on tefillin every day. That's why I do it. It makes him feel good. I don't have to understand it. He asked me to do it. I'll do it. He asked me to mow the lawn. I mow the lawn. He asked me to put on tefillin. I put on tefillin. He asked me to shake lulav and esek. I shake lulav and esek. I'm happy to do it. Sometimes I understand why, sometimes I don't understand why. It doesn't matter. I know it brings nachas ruach to Hashem. I'm a good son. I want to make Tati happy. With that attitude, and even if I mess up, I still have the Eis Ratzin. But if you serve Hashem like an Eved, you serve Hashem like Nebuch, Hashem gave me all these 613 problems on my head. Oh, you have so many rules. So many rules. Oh, this is so hard. Schwer zu sein, Aid. So hard. You can't this, and I can't this, and I can't this, and I can't. Oh. You're serving Hashem like an Eved. You don't want to be here. You prefer to be off the hook. Then in Endel Chatluya is Ad Shetachanenu V'Saitzi Ka'oy Mishpatenu Oyim Kadosh. Kain b'Chanukah, this is what happened to Chanukah. Higiu lekach shehirgishu atzmim kebanim. The whole message of Chanukah. Let's go again. Why do we celebrate? We don't celebrate things that happened years ago if it doesn't change us today. We only celebrate things that show us that in these days is a day that's the vitamin, is mesugel to boost us for the whole year, to light us up on fire, to light us up that we should leave the 8 days of Chanukah or every yontif, we should leave stronger in that thing. And what was the message of Chanukah? That Hashem loves us even though we're unworthy. Why? Because I'm not an Eved. I'm a Ben. Ben kachu, ben kach nikru banim. So Chanukah, the whole point of Chanukah is one thing. That we were margish. Wow. I guess he really does love us. Look what he did. 10,000 or whatever amount of soldiers, tanks, missiles, APGs, and 13 Jews. I guess he really does love us. I guess that means it's really unconditional. I guess that means Anochi Hashem Elikecha, Elikim Sheli, really unconditional. I guess it means Benkach u Benkach, Kriyim Banim. And now listen to this. Open your hearts. And that's why, what do we say? What are the words we say? You can cry from this. Isn't this beautiful? Ve'achar kach bo vanecha lidvir beisecha. All of a sudden, we're using the word children. Bo vanecha. It's ve'achar kach bo. Ve'achar kach, we came back. No, we're called banecha. Because that was the entire reason of the whole miracle. That was the entire reason of the whole Yontif. That's the whole reason that the Chazal decided with their last two mitzvahs of Chanukah and Purim, we have to be misakin this. We have to be misakin what? That we are banim to Hashem even after we messed up. Ve'achar kach bo, what came? Banecha. Your children came. We realized that we are His children. The Baldevei Shmuel, Morin Adinenu Merenu Rabbeinu Baldevei Shmuel Tzchus Yogan Aleinu. He says in the pasuk, Zek Keli ve'anvehu. He's my God, ve'anvehu. Zek Keli. It's called Zek Keli, my God. Devei Shmuel. You bought him on Amazon? You bought him on eBay? What makes you say your God? Ma masarti avurai. What did I give up for him? Mahi crafty loy benigud l'ritzoni uchukaisai. What right do I have to say that he's Eloikei, he's my God? Zekeli, he's my God. You did something to earn it? I didn't do anything to earn it. So he explains, the Devei Shmuel says, you don't need to do anything to earn it. Zekeli ve'anvehu Eloikei avi. Elikei Avi, Pashib Shat means the God of my father. He teaches different. Elikei Avi, Elikim Shehu Avi. He's Elikei Avi. He's my master who is my father. Uvishvil Tayr Avi, Ein Adam Tzarech Limsar Klum. For the title of father, you don't have to give over anything. A child doesn't have to give his father anything to call him daddy. That's the Metzias, that's the facts of life. The of oyev tamed es benoi, afem loy masar mu'uma avure, and a parent loves their child even if they didn't give him anything. Zek Keli, he's my Keli, my God. Why? Because Elikei Avi. He's not just Elikei, he's Elikei Avi. He's my God who is my Father. And therefore, even if I didn't earn it, I could still call him Father. And therefore, you have to know practical advice. Even when all of the doors are closed in front of you, and you see that your tefillahs are not being answered, and you cannot be Poel Yeshua, you cannot get a salvation to your problem, you should know you still have the koyach of the Eitzah of Bitachon. Af al pi she'ena hagoin ve'ena kedai. Because it's not totally zebuzeh. You have to know this. You have to know this because in life, you're going to be faced with problems, physical problems, challenges, emotional problems, challenges, psychological, psychiatric, and spiritual darkness. And you're going to try tefillah. You have to try tefillah and tshuva and tzedakah and Torah. And sometimes you're going to see dark. Nothing's changing. Nothing's better. You have to know on your utility belt, you have another weapon. And that weapon is a weapon of bitachon. And bitachon means I have security in you, Hashem, that you can do anything. You are superpower. You created the world. And you could do anything. And you will do anything because I am your child. Like Chazal say, Hashem, keo racham lechanan. Hashem, Avi hu koidem sheyechta Adam. V'avi hu la'achar sheyechta Adam. Afilu la'achar sheyechta gamken Hashem keo racham lechanan. It says two words in the Torah. Hashem, Yudke Vavke, which means the essence of God. Then there's a line, a psikta. And then it says, Yud Gimel Midas Harachamim. Hashem again, Keo Racham Lechanan Erech Apayim Rav Chesed Emes. Why does it say Hashem and then say Hashem and then put the Yud Gimel Midas Harachamim again with the same Hashem? Chazal tell us because this is before you sin and this is after you sin. Before you sin, your relationship with Hashem, Midas Harachamim, Yudke Vavke. And you don't need Racham Chanan Erech Apayim Rav Chesed Emes because you didn't sin. You're a tzaddik, you're pure. Tzaddikim don't need this Rachmanis from Hashem. They could earn it because they're tzaddikim. They never sinned. Koidim sheyechta, Yud Kei Vavke. Then there's a line. I like to refer to it in GPS. I wrote about it. You crossed the line and you sinned. So really you should say, Elikim, Midas Hadin. It doesn't say that. Again, Hashem. Because Hashem is telling us, because you're my son, you could always refer to me as Yud Kei Vav Kei, Midas HaRachamim. You don't have to change. It's like a father saying, call me daddy, but if you mess up, call me Mr. Goldberg. No. Call me your mother's husband. No. I'm always daddy. Always going to be daddy. And children need to know that. It's unbreakable. It's not just unconditional. It's unconditional. It's unlimited. It's unbreakable. It's a fact. It's a Metzius. Don't lie. That's the way it is. Daddy is daddy. Always going to be daddy. And that's exactly the same thing here. Hashem is telling us, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Midas HaRachamim, before you sin. And then you cross the line, you sin, you should know, again, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Hashem, Kel, Racham, Chanan, Erech HaPayim, all the Midas HaRachamim are there for you. I am your father before you sin, and I am your father after you sin.